had my baby, my life turned to a movie. She worth it. I purchased Dior or the Gucci, whichever she prefer. She deserved to be bougie. No effort, my little shorty perfect. Give her it all, don't think nobody would blame me. Yeah, she a doll, might have to give her a baby who. Yeah. She ball, she move like Casey McGrady, girl. And if you ever fall, I'm here to pick you up lately. I notice everything that I want, the things that I need. God gave them to me through my lady. Yeah, girl, I'm your biggest fan. Do you dance? Amaze me. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
What's poppin', Savvy family? Today it is going to be just me talking. For those of you that are new, welcome to my channel. My name is Lily, and if you haven't already, you should definitely hit that red button below and subscribe. And if you are not new here and you've been here before, welcome back. Thank you guys for joining me on another video today. As you guys, I'm sure you read the title, we're gonna be talking about my adoption story. It's going to be pretty different than, I don't know if you guys watch adoption stories on your free time, but probably not like any other story you guys have ever heard before. I'm gonna try to get all of the details that I can remember. I'm gonna share them all with you guys. Everything that I know, all the information that I have about my adoption, I'm gonna be sharing that with you guys today. So just bear with me. There are gonna be some side notes to try and explain a lot of the aspects of my story to help you guys get a better understanding of kind of what went down. So without further ado, we're gonna get straight into it, I guess. I have a list here of like all the details I think that I can remember so that I don't forget anything. So I guess starting with day one, the day that I was born, the birth date that I have on my birth certificates, that is January 31st, 1998. I was born in China, and from what I know, what I was told, was that a day after I was born, I was left outside wrapped in my father's, or what they assume, my father's jacket, with a letter outside of an orphanage in Lishui, which is in Zhejiang province in China. I'm going to be popping in some pictures for you guys because I had my mom send me a bunch of pictures from when I was a baby to kind of help you guys visualize some things. So here I have the picture of, this is the lady that actually found me outside of the orphanage when I was a baby, and had the red note, which is a whole story in itself, which is what I guess I can start elaborating on now. So this red note here is the only type of information that my birth parents ever left me. And it's a crazy story. So this note has never actually been fully translated. I have gone to multiple sources to try and get this letter translated, and I could probably go to like a professional, like I could probably pay someone who like knows everything about Chinese and ancient languages to translate it for me, but I just haven't done that much digging yet. But from what I have gotten from it, from what I have been told from different sources, is that it has what they think is my birthday. So quick side note, I was not born in a hospital. So as to why I don't have like any records of who my parents are or anything like that. Yeah, so technically they don't know my exact birthday. And on this note, it either says that my birthday was the third day into the new year in 1998, like the Chinese New Year, or the fifth day. And if it is correct that it does say that it's the third day, then it would be, my birthday would be January 31st. But if it's the fifth day, which some people have when I got it translated, say that it was the 5th day, then my birthday would be February 2nd. So since that note kind of says that, and I was never officially born in like a hospital or anything, I technically don't know my actual birthday. And I have no idea what time I was born either. But yeah, that's that. The rest of the note, what people think may be on it, is also like a story of like my parents. They think that they might have been poor. And then part of it might also be like a fortune as well. Like a lot of cultures in China, they have a bunch of like fortune telling things. So they think it might be that. And then another part in there says that I may have another sibling. So yeah, just a bunch of things that I don't know for sure if that's what it actually says on this note. So yeah, that is the whole story kind of behind this note. I don't have the original copy. My mom, I believe, has the original copy, but I just have this picture of it. And yeah, maybe one day, you never know, maybe that'll be another video of me going to hire someone to get it translated for me. But yeah, so that's that. So I was found outside the orphanage with this letter and this jacket, and I was in the orphanage for 16 months until my mom adopted me. And in that time, they gave me the name Zhang Li. So that was actually my first official name until my mom changed it to Lily Fuzhen, which is technically my full first name. So if you guys didn't know that, surprise, I have 2 first names, Lily Fuzhen. And yeah, I was in the orphanage for 16 months until I was adopted. I slept in a wooden crib. Here's the picture of me actually in one of the wooden cribs. And yeah, I was actually malnutritioned as well. I'll pop in a picture here. That's when I was a baby, and my hair was kind of tinted orange because of the lack of nutrients. Like apparently the only thing that they fed me was like a porridge or like a rice cereal type of thing. So yeah, but as you guys can see today, my brain is working well. I'm doing fine. And my hair, my roots are dark and healthy. But yeah, so that was my orphanage life. And then up until when I got adopted, my mom, who adopted me, flew all the way to China. And here is the picture of us meeting for the first time. And she went there with her mom and her sister. And it's just crazy because like my mom was also single. My mom actually never married. Men, gentlemen, if you out there and you around, you know, the more mature age and you are a great man of God. My mom's single, that's all I have to say. Anyways, yeah, so she adopted me, and she actually adopted my sister as well. And insert picture here of my sister, who is 5 years older than me. She was actually adopted as well. She was adopted from Guatemala, and she was only 6 months when she was adopted though, but she also flew to Guatemala and all that stuff. But back to my adoption story anyways. My mom flew to China to come and get me, which is just kind of crazy. Like, I could only imagine like the whole experience. Like, that's just insane to me because me just being a mom, you know, like that's just a lot. And I just give her so much props because, you know, like not only was she single, like she also had another daughter, and like her just traveling and coming to adopt me is just insane. But yeah, huge shout out to my mom. Obviously I would not be where I am today without you, Mom, if you're watching this. But yeah, it's just, I'm sorry, it's just kind of weird because like I've never actually, I think, like went into like every single detail like about my adoption story like this. So sorry if it's like kind of scattered, but I just kind of want to like set it out plain for you guys, like with all the details so that you guys could follow along. But yeah, that's kind of the whole story of how I was birthed, how they found me, how my mom adopted me. But yeah, like I'm just so thankful because just looking back at it, you know, like out of all the orphanages in the whole entire world, all the children that are in orphanages. And it's funny because when my mom was adopting, she actually was looking for a child that was more closer towards the age of my sister. Like she wanted them kind of to be spaced out like 3 to 2 years, but I was actually a little younger. But obviously that was okay with my mom. But yeah, like I just, everything that like worked out, you know, like it's just insane to even think about, because you know, like I can't even imagine like what my life would be like if I were to even still be in China. Even if I were to have stayed with my birth parents, I just know that God brings people from different situations. And me, like now, like ever since, you know, I've been adopted, like I've lived in the United States, and my mom actually even took me back to China when I was 6. And here's a few pictures here. But yeah, we went back to China when I was 6, and we even went back to the same orphanage that I came from too, and we spent time with the kids that were there. We met some of the caretakers. The caretaker that found me like actually wasn't there. It kind of sucks because I was only like 6 years old, so I kind of only remember like bits and pieces. But now that like I'm a grown adult, I definitely do want to go back and like experience China like as an adult. I think that would be a really cool experience. And now that Azalea is my daughter Azalea is half Chinese, that would be an awesome experience, I think, for my family to go back and see China again. But yeah, so I also wanted to address a couple other things that I'm sure a lot of people might be thinking or might ask. The most frequent question that I do get when I do tell people I'm adopted is, well, one, would you ever want to find your birth parents? And would I? Sure. Like if like there were some type of like alternate timeline, like where there was some type of information that I could go back to, sure, like why not? Like if I had the chance to, you know, honestly, that's a hard question to ask, because like, you know, they did the things in a way for a reason, I feel like, and sometimes I feel like maybe they might not want to be found. So honestly, if it were like that simple, and if I could be like a fly on the wall and like see their face and like just ask them why, that's probably all I would do, and then I would dip. If I'm being honest, like I don't think I would want to have I don't know, it's hard to say because, you know, obviously like I'm not like, it's not like I don't want to feel like I'm saying like I'm holding it against them, but like I just wouldn't want to put them in a position to feel like they had to have a relationship with me. That's why I said like if I could just be like a fly on the wall and just be like, oh cool, like that's what y'all look like, and then just like leave, like I would do that. But in person, like that's just, I don't know, it's just a tough question to answer like in like a realistic world, because like obviously in my situation like that's not realistic. Honestly, in this universe right here that we're on, like I'm completely cool. Like I said, like I'm completely content, you know, without knowing. You know, some things are not disclosed for a reason, and I'm totally okay with that. I'm like honestly, like before I made this video, like I did watch other people's YouTube videos on their adoption story, and man, like some of the information like some of these people know, like that would be hard to know, like truthfully. And I don't know if I'd be able to handle all of that. So I'm okay. I'm good. Like, truthfully, like, I'm content. Thank you, God. And next question is, how much about the Chinese culture do I know? And honestly, I could definitely do a better job at trying to indulge myself in the Chinese culture. Obviously, I didn't grow up around other Chinese people like that. But you know what? Like I said, I'm happy. But for my daughter, I definitely do want to learn some Chinese. Like I want my daughter to at least like know the basics, so that if someone's like, oh, like when she tells them that like she's half Chinese, like, oh, can you speak Chinese? And she'll be like, ni hao ma, like, and all that stuff, you know, like that's literally all I can say, unfortunately. But I do, that's definitely on my bucket list. Like I want to learn how to speak Chinese, like for sure, and write. That would be really lit. But yeah, other than that, like food wise, like I can make fried rice and like chow mein, and like that's about it. I'm not gonna lie. But for my daughter, like I said, I definitely do want to get more indulged in the culture. And one of the last questions that I also get is, would I ever adopt in the future? And honestly, yeah, like I'm open to it. Obviously, that's a huge decision to even think about. And like I said, like props to all the people that adopt and do foster care, like for all the right reasons. Huge props to you, because you guys are being a blessing in someone else's life and giving them better opportunities than what they had before. And honestly, I'm open to it. I think that that is a beautiful concept for me. I'm only 23 though, and like I said, like I do have my daughter and she's only 7 months, so right now that's all I'm focusing on. But I'm open to the concept in the future. That's not something that like I'm not closed off to, but I can't say absolutely like I'm going to adopt in the future, and obviously like I can't say like no, because yeah, like I'm just open to the idea, and that's the truthful, honest answer. And then yeah, so last question, and I don't think this is a question, but I think it's just like a topic that might need to be talked about more, because I don't think it's talked about that much. I mean, I think it is, but I think it's something that should be more aware. But finding your identity when you are adopted. And honestly, for me, finding my identity, obviously like going back to my roots and my history. And I'm a faith-based person, so when I do that, I honestly just realized that my past and my parents especially and all that other stuff like doesn't necessarily have to define who I am. You know, some people, that's something that like they hold on to for like their dear life, and they're like, this is who I am, like my culture is me and all that stuff, which is amazing. Like that's great, like that's who you are. But like as for people who are adopted or do go through different types of paths in their lives, should we say, I'm someone that likes to have the outlook of, you know, you can choose who you want to be, which is honestly in my mind like pretty cool. Like you get to choose who you want to be, and honestly like that's probably like the best part of it, because shoot, like the sky's the limit, you know. Like I get to choose who I am, and like I get to choose on like what type of foundations like I want to stand on. And for me, like I said, I'm a faith-based person, so God is my foundation, and that's all I need, you know what I'm saying? But identity wise, like I said, I hate to get like all preachy and all that, but I find my identity truthfully in Christ, and that's what I stand on. I don't necessarily stand on my culture to necessarily hold on to, you know, who I am as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just something that you gotta do. Like, when you're forced to work with what you have, like, you have to make do with what you got pretty much, and that's what I got. So yeah, so anyone out there, like if you are struggling with your identity, or if you are adopted and that is something that you struggle with, then yeah, just know that you get to choose who you are every day. And like at the end of the day, like your character is like really what matters, and you build on your passions, your friendships, like anything you get to choose. And that's literally the fun part of it. Finding out like who you are doesn't have to come from your parents, you know. Like I think that's a really cool thing. If you want to, like there's literally Google. So like I said, if I wanted to indulge myself in the culture, I could literally go on Google. I could go to college and take courses to learn the language. Like thank God for the internet today, but yeah, thank God for Google. But yeah, shoot, what else should I say? Am I missing anything? But yeah, huge shout out to my mother. Thank you for giving me a second chance at life, and honestly, I wouldn't be here without you. And big ups, number one, big ups to God. Thank you for having my mom adopt me, and I really hope you guys tracked with me. Like I'm really sorry if this is like scattered. I try my best. But if you guys are confused or anything, like I said, just like message me or DM me or leave a comment below or anything. Like just let me know. And the Fresh Family shout out, it's gonna go to no other person than my mother, Pamela Backman. As you guys could see why she's the Fresh Family shout out for today. But yeah, that's it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And again, do not forget to hit that subscribe button below. If you did like this video, or if it helped you in any way, hit that thumbs up. And yeah, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, other than that, that's about it for today, Savvy Family. So like we always say, stay savvy. Peace.